yun. As I was saying, yun nga.
No, Emil. Let's set the table. Let's ask the audience where they draw the line at riding a horse. And when I say draw the line, ano yung weight limit para sa'yo? Pag may kabayong kailangan sakyan.
Hindi. I think the question is, yung tamer ba or yung handler, did they ever give you a funny look when you asked them if you can ride the horse?
Also,
If you are a grown-ass human.
Paano man matino yung usapan na to? Give Emil Baguio Rex.
Hello, Father Bruce. Please come back to
Bruce.
Discord.
Hello.
Hey, Bruce, what's up?
What's up,
Diba?
Bruce?
At what point do you draw the line if you are the tamer or the handler of the horse? Pag may malaking bulas na nagpakita, at what point do you say, teka lang, baka mamatay yung kabayo ko?
Hindi naman mamatay. Mabaliin lang ng likod.
And therefore die, di ba? Baka gawing glue agad after.
Broken anything else on a horse is a death sentence.
Is it? I don't know. I'm not an equestrian,
Put
so I
horses
don't know.
down.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
For like broken.
That's how glue is made.
Yep.
Right.
Tapa.
Horse tapa.
I mean, the thing
I actually want to know the answer to Quavo. If this is a Discord thing, Jesus Christ. But I want to know the answer.
I mean, it's
to
not a
Quavo.
Discord thing. It's an Emil's feelings thing.
Okay.
Oh.
So, I am interested in this one.
Buksan mo
Since
kasi
I
yung
wasn't
Discord mo rin para
particularly
malaman mo.
offended.
Habol ka, Chino. Para sa NXT, habol ka rin.
Adore,
I watch
what's
NXT, not in full, pero nunod naman ako.
Dude, I don't watch
What's up,
NXT every
everybody?
week. It's
Adore.
last on my priority, and I know
Actually,
that
yeah.
Inamura is there.
It's been a while,
Mga
actually.
tourist na ako dito.
Bro, he's been
Mga
there
tourist
since
na ako
December,
dito.
okay?
Well, I haven't seen it in 2 weeks, okay? So, shit on Emil again. Ask him about the horse.
The shit on your bad
Better
internet.
na
It's
ako
really
after.
lagging.
After the day.
Guys, congrats to si Adore. If you watched the
Ay,
live stream
oo.
last Sunday.
Nag
good.
culmination of nag-recognition day.
Oh, nag-moving up day si Adore.
Moving up day.
Happy Chinese New Year.
Oh yeah, happy Chinese New Year.
Hope you get rich, everyone. Hope you get rich.
Hopia get rich.
Shout out to
Speaking of,
Century Park
Sisig
Hotel
Hopia
for
is the real
having
deal.
us.
Oh, natry mo na.
Oh.
I'm doubtful.
No.
Okay, pero
Nung basta
I'll try. Okay.
Oo nga pala.
I'll try
Emil,
next week.
believe me, I'm Chinese.
Alright. Sige. I'll
Hindi
try
ako fan
next
ng
week.
Hopiang baboy pero
Di
I'm
kami
not
nagbibiro.
technically-
Masarap talaga.
I'm not-
Legit siya.
I'm not like a big
also
Hopia
Chinese.
fan, but it was the real deal.
Oh.
So that's how good it is?
Yeah, dude.
Alright. I'll try that.
Albert, qualified ka pa na mag-SK. Buti naman. Ang tanong, si Emil, qualified bang sumakay ng kabayo?
Emil, what is your weight now?
I am.
I can ask this to your man.
I'm around 80 kilos.
Okay. So we are of the same weight.
No, I think I'm heavier now. So mga I
No,
would
dude.
assume
If you're
90.
if you're 80 kilos, huh? Ano?
Mga 85 ang ganun.
Ah, okay.
Tangkad
So
ka
you're like
kasi
5 kilos
anyway.
heavier than me.
so hindi halata kasi matangkad ka eh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Push natin yan.
Yung pagsakay ni Emil sa kabayo?
Yeah. He's only 5 kilos heavier than I am.
Well, being able to ride is one thing, but yung paano mo iano yung kabayo, di ba?
You're not gonna chase a bad guy down the desert.
Like, susunod ba yung kabayo pag inano mo yung...
Siyempre.
ano tawag doon?
Sana may horse whisperer doon, no? Tapos pag sumakay si Emil, sasabihin niya, putang ina ang bigat mo. Actually, not just Emil, like full-grown adults. In general.
Yeah.
Like, feeling ko okay pa pag bata eh. Pag bata, sige,
Emil,
di ba?
Mag-swan ka na lang. Huwag ka na magkabayo. Boat ka na lang
Fucking
sa
swan.
Burnham Park.
Oh, baka naman hindi naman pa nagawa. Sige, I'll shut up now.
I'm the best wrestler in the world. My name is Colin Cash Money Cannon.
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
What do we want to talk about?
Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Because mommy is always on top.
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
I'm home.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
To say his name.
Say his name and he appears.
Stan C, the voice of Philippine wrestling, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Romoran, the fancy dad, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Chino Diao, Best Gout Machine, San Sebastian College, Recoletos, College of St. Benilde, De La Salle University, International Academy of Film and Television.
Emil Nate, small forward, the Ateneo de Naga University.
Rowan ASH, bad boy ng dance floor ng Quezon City, Central Escolar University, Manila.
I love you solo.
Then you're listening.
You're listening.
And you're listening.
And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
You are watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. Stan C, Romoran, Chino Liao, and Emil Nate checking in on the last live stream before this year's Royal Rumble Premium Live event. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the stream or on Spotify or your favorite podcast app in case you're listening to the audio-only version. And kung di naman masyado nakakahiya, may we request that you give us a 5-star rating, leave a comment as well, wherever you're listening to the pod para makatulong naman sa algorithm ng podcast. Or even here on the Facebook page. Okay lang din. All right. If you've been joining since yung pre-show, you might be surprised or wondering kung bakit kabayo yung pinag-uusapan namin. But we're gonna cut the horse shit and talk about actual wrestling now. All right. So we have a lot to talk about heading into Royal Rumble weekend. But of course, as always, meron tayong housekeeping. So Emil Nate, our resident equestrian, let the people know how they can support the pod.
Hi, so you can support the podcast in 2 ways. It's Patreon and Gag. The links are right there below. Patreon.com/Wrestling Podcast and gagnow.com/Wrestling2xpod. First was $5. So sobrang sulit. That price will go a long way, to supporting the podcast. In exchange of the $5 that you pay every month, you get perks, right? Like the Discord, discounts on service fees of Masabays, review content, so everything and anything. And also, if you are a patron, you get a special seat sa mga viewing parties, and that with the Royal Rumble coming up this Sunday. So ayun, your support goes a long way. The podcast is going strong as always for now 11 years. So thank you so much to all of our patrons, and yun naman. So patreon.com/Wrestling Podcast and gagnow.com/Wrestling2xpod.
Say what's up to JK, one of our longtime listeners
JK!
and viewers. What's up, champ? Thank you so much for joining us. Ro, let's break some more hearts and remind people na sold out na yung viewing party.
God, Jesus. Yes. No, I mean, why do you have to say it here? We'll see you all at the Royal Rumble viewing party this Sunday at the new Skinny Mics. Unfortunately, we do not have any more slots. We cannot really allow walk-in kasi people who walk in will likely be standing. And as you can see from my video that I posted yesterday, the bar at the moment is not conducive to standing room kasi the majority of the screens are in one side of the bar. So people will be looking one way, and then you're going to be blocking the view if you're standing in the middle, around the tables. So, di talaga pwede. But please do check back in with us at WrestleMania in April, kasi for sure the expansion of the bar will be complete by then, and hopefully we can all have fun and watch the show together.
Mm-hmm. All right, one last plug. Etong si Emil tuwang-tuwa sa ginagawa ng Converge Fiber Xers. So, Ro, let's put Converge over.
Yeah, every week somebody's asking us sa inbox ng Wrestling Podcast Facebook page, saan ba pwedeng manood ng Raw, ng SmackDown, ng NXT, ng PLEs? The answer is Netflix and Converge are teaming up to give you the best deal. So it gives you Netflix and Blast TV for free, and it's all for the low price of 17.98 pesos. That's the plan for Netflix Basics, 300 Mbps. It's really fast, guys, and all the way up to 2298 for Netflix Premium. You can pair it up with a VPN if you want to watch what everyone else around the world is watching from Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and PLEs. Otherwise, you can always stick with good old Blast TV and the WWE Network. So many options, guys. So many options. And I think the Converge and Netflix bundle is one of the best ways to experience WWE streaming in the streaming era.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
all right.
It's, sorry. It's at gofiber.ph, guys. If you want to, call Converge and upgrade your plan. Sorry, I forgot the CTA. My bad.
All right. Okay, let's start with some news from outside the ring. And we gotta start by showing love to our boss amo mapagmahal, Paul Triple H Levesque, the first inductee to the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2025. So apparently, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker worked together with Nick Khan to surprise the boss man with this announcement. And it was caught on video. I watched it kanina. Brought a smile to my face. And I think this has been a long time coming. I think at this point, wala namang makakapag-dispute na deserve to ni Triple H.
Yeah, I mean, like, he didn't want to. He didn't want to have the spot kasi syempre he wants to put other people over and he's still working on the job. Like, so imagine it's kind of embarrassing on his end, but syempre he's a good sport about it. If the decision is above his pay grade, then sino ba siya, diba? Sino ba siya to turn it down? And it really is deserving. All for the fact that never mind the in-ring career, like turning the reputation of the WWE around in the past 3 or so years. That is Hall of Fame worthy, diba? That's a legit achievement here that I am more than happy to give to him.
Yeah, I saw a lot of actually violent reactions about this online.
Of course, it's Triple H.
People are saying, why is he putting himself over? It's not like he doesn't deserve it. Triple H as a wrestler.
No, he didn't put himself over. It wasn't his decision.
Yun nga. People thought he put himself over. Because, they see the headline and, Triple H, doing Triple H things. But it's not like he doesn't deserve it as a wrestler. I mean, you look at his resume. Yun pa lang, di ba? Like, wala na makaka-dispute doon. And it's a long time coming kasi nga, he's been retired since like 2021, 2022. So, it was a matter of time before they put him in the Hall of Fame. And, well-deserved.
Mm-hmm. Chino, who do you want to see give Triple H yung induction speech?
Shawn Michaels. No doubt. Shawn Michaels, the only correct answer here. I keep seeing this meme.
Not Steph?
Why
Shawn
Steph?
Michaels pa rin ako. Shawn Michaels.
Mas mahaba yung relationship nila ni Shawn Michaels kaysa kay Steph.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes. Pero, eto lang. I saw this meme. I keep seeing this meme all the time sa wrestling wherever. That says DX went from fighting the power to now being the power. And I think that's just like the most poignant way to describe Triple H's career. Diba? In canon as a wrestler, yes, he is deserving. Pero what he's been able to do behind the scenes, even more so. He was the man who brought in HBK to take his place sa NXT, diba? When he got called up to do other things. So, the fact that both two guys who are symbolic of anti-establishment now actually being the establishment for the better, it's actually just the most beautiful thing for me as a wrestling fan, as somebody who's been watching for almost 3 decades now. So, I think wrestling-wise, it would mean a lot more if si HBK yung nang induct. Personally, yes, siguro asawa niya, right? All the obvious reasons. But if you're like a wrestling fan, another Hall of Famer inducting a current Hall of Famer is the only way to go.
All right. Yeah. Let's move on to a couple of announcements from the WWE's. And first, we're going to France Clash in Paris has been announced for August 31. That is madaling araw ng September 1 dito sa atin sa Pinas. So, if you want to watch it live, it's like 2 a.m. Manila time. Inaabisuhan ko na kayong lahat. And then, of course, yung Monday Night Raw will also be emanating from France. That's Monday, September 1 in France. Tuesday, September 2, again, madaling araw din dito sa atin sa Pinas. So, what do you guys think about the European tour stopping in France for these two huge events?
The Lyon show, yeah. No, it's Sunday in France, Emil. That means it's Sunday early morning.
Really? Monday early morning dito. Kasi Sunday dun.
Yeah.
Oo.
Okay.
Muna tayo.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. It is weird. Yeah. Anyway, the good reactions that they got in Lyon definitely was one of those things that necessitated to come back to France. So I'm not surprised, but at the same time, how many more European PLEs are we gonna get until they do something wacky and have an Asia show?
Yeah. I mean,
or at least another Australia show.
Yeah. Yun nga, medyo surprising na it's gonna be on a Sunday kasi at this point we're so used to having Saturday/Sunday here PLEs, diba? But they're going back in France. We all know what happened last year, the Backlash. It was one of the most electrifying crowds that we have ever seen in wrestling. So I hope they bring the same energy, and I hope they bring back AJ Styles for that event, because he got one of the most he is one of the most revered stars there when they went there in Backlash.
Mm-hmm. Chino, sa tingin mo meron bang cataclysmic event or catalyst na event na mangyayari dito sa Clash in Paris? Kasi diba now we keep saying na, Clash at the Castle, that's when Drew McIntyre snapped.
I don't know. I can't really say for sure. I was trying to think of if the WWE had any active French superstars. Parang the closest was that I could think of a French Canadian, which is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Diba? Yun na eh. So maybe them, maybe Sami Zayn finally turns, but that'll be a while after Mania pa yan. So we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. As far as the PLE happening in France is concerned, I think it's just, you guys said it the best when you said the French crowds are electric, and it's just right for the WWE to make its return there. Also, you want an Asia show, Riyadh is technically in Asia. So
yeah, but you know,
that's true. That's
true. You're right. Yeah,
are we really counting that
in Asia?
Are we really counting that?
Oy, who made you the god of geography, Emil?
Are you like a denier of science?
Di naman.
What is this?
What I mean,
so, I think
obviously, what I mean is a PLE in our time zone.
Oh, yeah. I agree with Ro here.
Mm-hmm. One day, tingnan natin. Sana, sana makatikim din tayo ng Asian time zone PLE. The closest thing we ever got was Perth. Diba, yung Elimination Chamber from last year. So, a guy can dream. All right, another big announcement that was revealed on Monday Night Raw is WWE 2K25. We weren't able to put the cover up dito sa slide. But the cover athlete is Roman Reigns, our tribal chief. They also announced The Undertaker for the Deadman edition. And they also have the Bloodline edition featuring all of the members of the Bloodline saga. So that's actually a very interesting game mode. Diba tong Bloodline edition? Ano to? Like choose your fighter and then have them rise up the ranks to become tribal chief?
I don't know. They did announce the Island of Relevancy mode, which is in my city, diba?
Yeah.
I think it's a way for people to play multiplayer and then control a character and move them around an area.
Marami tao sa Reddit yung matutuwa na I can make Tongaloa the tribal chief. Sikat siya din eh.
Oh. So it will be interesting. I think they finally made something new that's interesting.
I am looking forward to this game mainly because I think may mga usap-usapan that they're gonna bring back chain wrestling, and that is something that I loved from WWE 2K19, and I was bummed that they removed in the future 2K game. So I'm excited for that. Also excited for the Island of Relevancy mode. It's more like yung my career, my park. So you can go around, maybe spend some VCs on some clothes and some gear, kind of like in NBA 2K, and yeah, I think they're gonna have the showcase mode on either the streak or the bloodline story, whichever it is, it's gonna be a good
Parang
one.
yung streak meron na dati in a
Yeah,
previous
parang
game.
meron na siya,
2K, I think that was 2K 50, no, I don't 2K, but yeah, I remember that. 2K14 nata. Ganun, yun yung parang...
Meron na naalala ko din. So I don't think it's about the streak. So yun, I'm also excited to know kung ano yung showcase mode. I do have a feeling it's probably bloodline related kasi nga si Roman yung cover athlete.
Yeah.
Chino, have you played WWE 2K in a while?
No, that's kaya SmackDown versus Raw. Very serious.
All right.
Not a big gamer, but definitely deserving of. Also like how you use this opportunity to take shots at me non-gaming. But
Tinanong ko lang naman, malay ko ba if you've been updated sa consoles mo.
I haven't been playing. I don't game, guys. That's the thing. I only have a Switch. Pero I like that it's Roman Reigns, very deserving. Hinihintay ko na lang yung troll gameplay na Jacob Fatu versus everybody. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, people are excited for the intergender matches because now they want to book Penta against his female opponents from Lucha Underground.
Yeah, glad they brought it out, diba?
I didn't even know that. So sana gawin nga nila. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a screenshot that came out featuring Nia Jax and Randy Orton standing face to face in the ring. I had to check kung AI siya. Hindi siya AI, diba? Like it's actually from the game.
Yeah, it's real.
That's wild. So yeah, Chelsea Green versus Penta, Io versus Penta, Kyrie versus Penta. You can go nuts with your Lucha Underground references.
Sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's funny that they greenlit that in the game while it's still not allowed sa main roster. It needs to show that other than women allowed to attack men, but that's about it. So I wonder if this is a signal for things to come.
Ito, one last bit on WWE 2K25. The next tournament we host, diba? We have banned officially si Roman Reigns. No one can use Roman. I would be... I'm waiting with bated breath to find out sinong gagamit ng female superstar to compete. Since intergender matches are now allowed.
Yeah.
I'm sure Rhea Ripley could be, good in the game against men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Yep.
All right, one last bit of news before we go to break. It's finally been announced that Jordynne Grace is the newest WWE superstar. She has signed with the company and people want to know kung saan siya pupunta.
It's interesting. I think the smart money is on NXT because she has history in NXT, but with Penta also not going to NXT, it's more than possible that she can end up on the main roster. But the main roster is also pretty loaded. So I think anywhere naman that she goes within WWE is a good step for her. Like, I feel like they make her a big deal. I think they still need to shore up then the NXT women's division, despite the women's division there being one of the best. You're going to lose a star in Roxanne Perez soon. Diba? So I think she's going to be there to replace her.
Yes, same thing. I think because Roxanne is moving up, she's gonna,
moving up day din ni Roxanne Perez.
She's gonna replace her in NXT. NXT muna, I think. And kasi familiar na yung NXT audience sa kanya since she has appeared last year. So I think that's the smart money for her to be in NXT first, but I don't see her being long in NXT. Like she's gonna do great things there, and then eventually she's gonna also move up to the main roster.
Ikaw, Chino, where do you think she's ending up?
I think more than her having history in NXT can actually use her. First of all, the smart money for her is to appear in the Rumble. I mean, there's a reason they announced it so close to the PLE, diba? But given na lalabas na nga siya sa Rumble, I think her to land in NXT makes a lot of sense kasi nga unang-una mawawala si Roxanne and she has history there and they can use her there. She has more room to move around there with the different matchups and storylines that she can get into. They can finally put closure on storylines that may have started in her past appearances on NXT TV, diba? Nandun pa naman sila Zarya, nandun pa naman sila Cora Jade, so they can just mix it, Fatal Influence as well, so they can always just mix it up again. Kasi ang problema niyan is if you put her on the main roster right away, she might get lost in the shuffle. And sa dami ng tao on the main roster right now, it might not be the best investment for somebody like Jordynne Grace.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the highlights from AEW and NXT. Plus, later on in the show, we've got our Royal Rumble predictions. But first, a quick word from our other podcasts right here on the Pod Network. All right, let's talk about the Death Riders and FTR meeting in a Mid-South street fight on Collision this weekend. And this is because yung feud nila has been brewing. The Death Riders attacked the Rock and Roll Express on Collision last weekend. So FTR is mad kasi syempre idol nila yung Rock and Roll Express. Emil, I know you're not a huge fan of this storyline right now. So let's start with you.
I want to know what he thinks.
I mean, I don't mind this match, actually. I mean, it is a specialty of one John Moxley, itong mga street fight na to. But the question is, what will FTR gain by winning this? Like, do they get a title shot? Do they...
Revenge! Kasi nga, binugbog sina Ricky Morton tsaka Robert Gibson.
But then again, Mox is still champion. So, you know. This is gonna be a good match for sure. But, like, the thing that I'm wondering here is, what is anong magiging ng FTR? But who knows?
They're gaining revenge. They just mentioned it. Ayaw mo bang lesbakan yung yung mga teachers mo? Kung binugbog sila ng ng bully. I mean, not everything is about the championship, dude. I mean, they made it pretty clear in their promo when they talked about the match and the challenge.
Right,
that's
fair.
Yeah, I know that you're wondering where it's going because syempre, the Death Riders' major story arc is going every which way. But I think this one is pretty clear. I don't feel super compelled by it. That's where I will agree. But I think the story is still directionless despite this little small arc within it.
Mm-hmm. Ikaw, Chino, what do you think?
I have a bigger problem with the close-up segment than I do with this one, to be honest.
All right, let's talk about it. I was gonna ask, but since you beat me to the punch, go. Hook.
I'm weird. It's weird. First of all, I know that wrestling is predetermined, right? But the fact that they are trying to pull off this sort of shoot interview ng mag-asawa sila, pero abusive husband pala si John Moxley because of whatever shit he's going through. It's pushing the envelope, you guys. Parang it's really just like tangina, doon ko lang question yung wrestling eh. Nung pinanood ko yung segment. It's the only
30
time.
years of wrestling fandom, Chino, and this was what made you question your fandom.
Ang dami kong napanood na kagaguhan, like fucking turkeys competing and Shawn Michaels tagging with God. But nope, this is the moment where I was like, wrestling is fake. This is it right here.
I don't even know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know, you guys. Like, am I the only one who found it weird? It's weird. I was cringing the whole time.
I mean, Renee did put a disclaimer at the beginning. Okay, the John Moxley I know, the John Moxley at home, is not the same John Moxley that you're gonna see in this interview.
So pasado yun sa'yo, Emil.
Still, it was still weird. Pero That
So
was
hindi
the
pasado
most,
dinefend mo yung disclaimer, di pala
that
pasado
was the
sa'yo.
most compelling stuff that they did in a while. Like, I wish they could have
Wow.
explained that at the beginning of this.
Hold up.
this
That's more
story.
compelling than CD and Hangman and their moment last week?
No, but this is the most compelling stuff that they have done for a long time.
No, the Death Riders have done.
Yeah,
Meaning.
that's what I said.
Okay.
They should have done this at the beginning of this story when people were still paying attention to it. So sayang lang kasi all of these guys can cook, but I don't know what happened.
Ikaw, Ro, what do you think of the close-up segment?
I don't know. I mean, like, wrestling was ruined by social media, diba? By the internet. So it doesn't make much of a difference to me. I mean, they made a disclaimer. Chino doesn't believe it. It is what you take it to be, diba? They tried. And all they can do now is try to maintain or explain yung strenuous reference, the tenuous link that they have between these two obviously real life married people. So I don't know. It's what you make of it. I think any feeling about it is valid because it is a weird thing that they are forced to do. But I do agree with Emil in saying that character moments like this should have existed or should have been done before they did the endless beatdowns and interferences and run-ins every week. Megan, yun yung kulang eh. I think I really do think that Jon Moxley is resistant to all of the soap opera stuff that Roman Reigns is doing right now, Seth Rollins is doing right now, and I feel like if you say that this was what they should have been doing all along, maybe they'll listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, sana they take that feedback to heart so that we can finally progress beyond the endless run-ins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. Watching it made me tired.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Double J. So, he does not get his title shot. Tinalo siya ni Claudio Castagnoli and then lalo pa siyang pinrevoke ni MJF in the post-match segment.
Okay, I have a problem. I have a big problem with this.
Oh, no.
We're going to cook now.
Here's the thing. The Death Riders are presenting themselves as a threat, diba? Like, okay, we run this shit. But why did it take for all of them to interfere to beat a 50-plus-year-old past his prime Jeff Jarrett? Like, not everything should have an interference. This should have been a clean win for Claudio Castagnoli. But he needed help. Are you telling me that prime Claudio needed help to beat a 50-plus-year-old past his prime Jeff Jarrett? This is like if LeBron James needed help to beat a 50-year-old Michael Jordan. It's unrealistic. It's very unrealistic. I know they're trying to portray Jeff Jarrett as this, babyface hero with this one last push to become world champion. But come on, guys. If you're trying to present yourself as a legit group who is here to save AEW, dapat binanin nyo lang si Jeff Jarrett. So, they look weak with that win. And, yun. That's my feelings about it.
Ayos, pwede na ako mag-retire. Emil Nate has learned well from the school of the Wrestling podcast.
All it took was breaking him.
Ayos. This is what we wanted from Rowan ASH, and that's why he's still in ASH.
Also because he's studying, you guys.
Yeah, and he hasn't gotten to this level yet. Emil can take over now. I can sit back and relax.
There are tears forming in my eyes. Moving up day pala ni Emil ngayon.
Si Emil na may tunay na moving up day.
Oh.
I didn't even think of that because I thought that Jeff Jarrett wrestled pretty well for a 57 year old. 57. Like, I thought he was moving pretty well in there. Kaya na-suspend yung disbelief ko. Unlike young Emil Nate here, young Master Nate here. So I did have a problem with the Death Riders always using numbers, about the numbers game. But in my head, it just clicked to me that they don't care what you think about them. They don't care if you think they look weak or if you think any of them looks weak, as long as they get to do what they do and be the chaotic force in AEW. Diba? Basta they hold the standard, which is the World Championship and the World Trios Championship. Who cares if they're holding it hostage? Diba? Who cares if they think they're holding it hostage? What matters is what the lunatic fringe is, whatever he wants. That's my biggest takeaway of the whole Death Rider story. But obviously, that's still fan fiction because it's in my head. It's kind of explained out there when John Moxley talks, but it's not as fleshed out as what's in my head. So kailangan din sabihin yun outright, I feel, so that it makes sense. But it's not the best entertaining material on TV, but it is the most sensible to me. And that's why I no matter what I feel about, the so-called standard of AEW having to use cowardly tactics to win and get the upper hand, they don't care. They just want to cause chaos.
All right, let's cross over to NXT and talk about the build to Vengeance Day, which is happening in 3 weeks, Valentine's weekend. And if you notice, yung dalawang main events natin so far for the top 2 championships, both feature main roster stars. So as it is, you've got a triple threat for the women's title. It's Julia, Bailey, and Roxanne. And then for the men's title, it's Oba Femi versus Theory versus Waller. So what do you think about the main roster stars getting a piece of the action of Vengeance Day?
Okay, Gina, you can start.
I think that this is their way of bringing more eyes to the product. Kasi nasa Netflix din siya, diba? In certain territories here.
Yeah.
Right? So the WWE knows this. And they're using main roster star power to, as not just main roster star power, but familiar faces from the main roster, from their NXT days, to bring eyes to NXT. Kasi if you're a newer watcher of NXT, madami ka na hindi kilala dyan because a lot of them came up in the last few years, diba? And sila Bailey and sila Theory, Grace and Waller even, haven't been in NXT for a hot minute here. So I think bringing him back is a smart move. Yes, it takes the shine away from the current NXT superstars, but that's what you have Stand and Deliver for. And I think they're just using Vengeance Day as the launch pad for Stand and Deliver, where they actually have the big money matches, diba? Where Julia and Obafemi and everybody else can actually get to shine. Diba? For Vengeance Day, ang gusto lang nila mangyari is to gather up as much heat, kumbaga, for the big show, which is the Mania equivalent of NXT.
To me, parang it's weird na I don't know guys if you noticed, pero parang ang parehas ng the way they set up both the women's title and the men's title matches, because you have the champion and they have the main roster stars slipping themselves in the title picture, and there's a fourth person na sumisingit nagtatry na sumingit. Yun yung major thing na nangyari on NXT this week. Cora for the women's title, and then Trick trying to insert himself in the men's title match. So I think eventually one of these matches is gonna end up as a 4-way. Or even both.
Yung men's 5-way, Emil. Kasi papasok si Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah, I also like how you did call out Eddie Thorpe's promo where he justified being kupal.
He just straight up ignored Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah. He was like,
wala ka pala pinagkaiba kay Ava eh.
Yeah. Ano say, it's just parang weird lang na how similar the build is to the title matches. But I agree. I mean, you gotta have more eyes to the product, and they're doing a good job with that kasi they're rating well right now. Kasi nasa CW na sila, but still they are rating better than they did last year. So I think something in there works with the way they're doing things right now.
I think this is typical WWE NXT marketing. Sometimes kailangan ng main roster, so Shawn Michaels or whoever is booking the show is forced to magic the main roster people into the stories ng NXT. So at this point, I've kind of gotten used to it. I don't think we should read too much into it, other than the fact that they're trying out more PLEs for NXT, and then it's just a way for them to boost the draw, the buys, diba? So wala, yun lang. I mean, I don't hate the main roster guys working in NXT. At this point, like 90% of the main roster is from NXT anyway.
Yeah. Tsaka ano to, big match experience din to for the NXT stars who probably haven't performed sa mga events and venues of this magnitude.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, the highlights from Monday Night Raw and our Royal Rumble predictions after this message from our other podcasts right here on the Pod Network. All right, we're back. So let's talk about that Cody Rhodes and CM Punk promo to end Monday Night Raw. That exchange was fire.
Yeah. Oh, Emil, baka may gusto kong sabihin.
No, that was amazing. That, like, yung sagutin nilang dalawa eh. At one point, Punk was, sabi nga ni Cody, at one point, Punk was the guy that they're all trying to catch up to. But now, the tables have turned and Punk now is chasing Cody. It's just, yun nga eh, yun yung question ko coming out of this exchange. Is this gonna be the feud for WrestleMania? Because if it is, they set it up really well with this promo. Like, I found myself getting behind Punk to win the Royal Rumble so that we can get this feud now. Because, parang they already planted the seed for it.
Yeah, it's really, really good. My favorite part about this is Cody convincingly portraying how he's about to snap. Parang kulang siya sa tulog and all that. He's the Kevin Owens feud has really broken him mentally.
Hindi siya kulang sa tulog, inupakan siya ni KO, diba? Like literally seconds before. So, that's why lutang siya.
Yeah. And it's so good that he was able to really bring across the fact na alam mo yun, when you're justifying yourself as a face of the company, that's when something's going wrong, diba? So I put the Homelander music on top of the promo because he was showing signs of cracking there, and that was so beautifully acted. I obviously it helped that he got beaten up before that, and CM Punk egging him on and being the straight man for once to Cody's slowly unraveling sanity was a cinematic masterpiece. Stuff that we haven't seen in a while, I feel like. I think that this was like their strongest work in a long time. I say it wasn't just pot shots or anything. It was a real character study of what happens when you become the guy. Diba? What happens when you become the face of the company, the position that you've been trying to chase for so long, and the fact that you have to make compromises and work with Roman Reigns and then lose friends along the way. All of that stuff is really good stuff for me. That's the stuff that I look for when I digest stories. Diba?
Dagdag ko lang, Ro, minention din ni Punk na somewhere around day 300 of that 434-day title reign. But Punk turned heel and he referenced that in the promo. Sinabi niya, that's gonna happen to you. And then look where Cody's title reign is now. Right around that number.
Yeah, see, we didn't even know that stat until the analyst brought it up. So a lot of great work being poured into this. Obviously, it proves that when they care about the story, you will get the best details planted like this. So it's a good way, I think, to lead into the Royal Rumble match and to set the plans for maybe the WrestleMania feud or maybe a short-term feud, but I'm all in. I didn't know how it would go until this.
Ikaw, Chino.
I have an announcement. I actually like CM Punk now. First time.
It's two out of four.
2 out of 4.
First time in however
De,
long
wala
he's
siya,
been wrestling.
wala ata si Chino na sinabi ko yun eh.
No, I was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I was there.
Okay,
I remember. Yeah, I was there. I was here on the pod. I like CM Punk now. The, this is the promo that made him relatable to me, especially when he started asking Cody if he was okay and started telling him about what he went through, about what the grind is. As somebody who's been doing like comedy for a very long time, I can appreciate that grind, and I can appreciate that it also gets to you after a certain point, diba? Kung paulit-ulit yung ginagawa mo year after year and you're getting nothing but the same results, diba? That's the very definition of insanity, and nakikita mo yun dun sa promo ni CM Punk, and the fact that he's actually trying, he's a little bit more self-aware now. All it took was a few decades to mellow him out, kind of, and allow him to see
In a
kung ano yung
friendship
nangyayari
bracelet.
Diba? Yeah, all that. Kasi parang the fact that he's able to bring this realness to his promo, this self-awareness to this promo, and still take us on a journey, and still tell us what's going to happen. Ang galing eh. It's like, I hope he wrote this himself para tumaas yung respeto ko lalo sa kanya. Because it's such a good way to both A, get a message across, B, tell a story, and C, remain real. Diba? Remain true to who you are as a performer and as a person. And this is really one of my favorite moments in this whole week of wrestling.
Sabi niya kanina, 2 out of 4. Sorry. Go, Ro. Go.
No. I was just gonna say that I think the main appeal of Punk, finally putting a finger on it after all these years, is the fact that he seems to be one of the few people in wrestling who fully understands who he is. No matter what character he's playing, diba? He always has a good handle on who he is, whether he was the guy who turned heel in 300 days, diba? Or the guy who is, I don't know, wrestling in his 40s right now.
You guys mentioned 2 out of 4. You better make it 3 out of 4 because my CM Punk Best in the World shirt just arrived in the mail a few days ago. And I can't wait to wear it when I call the Rumble this weekend.
Make that 4 out of 4 now. I like CM Punk now too. Or 4 out of 5.
Pwede na akong bumili ng Roots of Fight.
CM Punk show.
All right.
This is the Emil Nate show.
Yes, it is, because it is time. It is time for the segment you've been waiting for. Emil Nate. Hit him with a left, hit him with a right. He's gonna knock that P word out like Fight Night. It's Play-a-Natin with Emil Nate.
All right,
Emil Nate, bakit si Quavo ang target today?
But may Fight Night kayo ni Quavo.
The distinction for the Play-a-Natin this week goes to Quavo because doon nakita ko siya. I'm tired of him always pag nasa Atlanta. It's Quavo. And it's ridiculous to me because there's a lot of great hip-hop artists that came from the A-Town na is more deserving to be on a spotlight than Quavo. Like Ludacris, Outcast, 21 Savage. Sino pa ba? Sino pa ba yung taga-Atlanta?
Nelly, sure.
Is that Nelly? Di ba? I know. Nelly's from St.
Nelly's
Louis.
from
Atlanta.
Nelly's from St. Louis.
Nelly's from
Sorry.
St. Louis. But I'm always tired of them.
Oh, si Metro. Young Metro.
Ayun, they actually did a great thing in October by bringing in Metro Boomin. But now it's always Quavo. It's the same thing as
Usher tsaka si T-Pain.
It's the same thing
from
as
Florida.
Like I love Snoop Dogg, but I always na-irritate ako whenever the WWE would be in California and Snoop Dogg is their go-to guy. When you got guys like
siya yung game makipag-work with WWE
but you got guys like Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar. I mean, if they want to be mainstream, get those guys. You know.
Paano ko ayaw nila, Emil Nate?
So is this like it's a preference thing? You just don't like Quavo.
Yes, and also because of what happened a few years ago. Like, this guy was there when one of their members got unfortunately killed. So
first off, Emil, his name is Takeoff.
Yeah.
Second, hindi lang siya member. He's family. Okay?
No,
They're all related.
Minsan nga pala siya ni Quavo, di ba? So every time, and that's always the thing, every time I would see him, I would always be reminded that Migos is one member down. Because I actually liked Migos back in the day. You know, but now, because of what happened, I don't like Quavo anymore. I don't want to see him on my TV screen every time they would be in Atlanta. You know?
Paano kasi Quavo lang yung willing makipag-work nga? Paano ko siya lang main
I forgot, 2 Chainz was, I think, in the crowd. So, get 2 Chainz.
Oh, si Lil Yachty kasama nung family ni Xavier Woods.
Oh, si Quavo, si Killer Mike, who's been on WWE.
He was on NXT.
That's right, back-to-back, Raw and NXT. Emil, ano ibig sabihin ng Adidas ni Killer Mike?
You mentioned it last
year. He's too young for that.
He's too young for that.
He was a baby when that came out.
All I'm saying is, there's a lot more artists that deserves to be in the entrance with Jey Uso than Quavo. So,
John Mayer. He's from Georgia.
What? No, Ashley would.
John Mayer's from Atlanta.
Ashley would hate
John
that
Mayer's
because
from
she's
Georgia.
a Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
So she would also be playing Nathan if John Mayer appeared on WWE TV.
Bakit? Bakit?
She's a Taylor Swift fan.
Yes. Right.
But yeah, there's a lot more guys more deserving than Quavo. So that's our play Nathan for this week.
You had like 3 play Nathan this week.
Oh, in this one podcast.
Oh,
kumukota ka na, Emil, ha?
Oh. Sabi ni Takeoff, RIP na Nate Dogg. He had to regulate. Emil, regulate mo yung blood pressure mo.
Yes, I am regulating my blood pressure.
Baka magalit si Ash sa amin na yung BP mo tumataas dahil sa podcast.
Hindi naman. It's well maintained, guys. Don't worry.
All right.
Buti naman.
Good to hear. Good to know. Okay. All right, last highlight here from Raw. The transfer window is about to close by Royal Rumble weekend. So one of the last transfers from Raw is Zelina Vega breaking away from Raw and moving to SmackDown. So I don't know how that works for the LWO, but now that we know na meron na palang deadline tong transfer window, what do you think of how it's shaken out so far?
Felt really random. Suddenly people were people were transferring left and right. It wasn't very ceremonious. So I didn't feel its impact. I don't like it when they just do random announcements on commentary or on in a backstage segment. I wish there was more to this. Parang they just gave a good way to explain why people were switching brands, but I felt like it was half baked. I wish there was more inter-general manager communication. Para ma-legitimize siya lalo. But anyway, that's just me. It's just a preference thing.
But parang it's weird you got tag teams who went over to the other show. Pero si Zelina Vega siya lang. Like, isn't like LWO like a package deal? Diba?
I wish it was fleshed out. Parang they explored like who demanded the trade, diba? Did Zelina want the trade, or did Nick Aldis want Zelina to go to the SmackDown Women's Division? Like I wish there was these elements, because I know they can provide these elements and they did not.
Yeah, so it's this transfer window thing was more like the wild card rule, but not as annoying, I guess. I think with Zelina, kasi if you notice nung SmackDown, Miz did a segment with Andrade and he said he told Andrade na he needs someone to like guide him for some reason. And I think Zelina will be reunited with Andrade. That's why siya lang siguro yung binalik or yung trinade sa SmackDown. But I wish they could have, yun nga, sabi ni Roy, I wish they could have fleshed out the transfer window thing a little bit better. But I guess I think the purpose of this is just to move people to the other show because of the Netflix deal, and maybe Netflix wants some certain people, or the USA wants some certain people on their show as well. So I think parang yun lang yung purpose ng transfer window for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is also a way for her to, and this is a stretch here, to be reunited with her husband. Kasi I think kung bumalik man si now Aleister Black, I guess, to WWE programming, He might end up on SmackDown, and the WWE does have the habit now of keeping couples together.
So magmamorph na
it
siya from being a dog back to being a human.
Yeah, diba? Or however they want to do it. Magiging undead ulit siya. Diba? So now this is just a way for them to be on the same show, I guess. Kasi if there ever was a show that Aleister Black would be back on, I think it'd be SmackDown. But yeah, tama din si Emil. Story-wise, it will also be a nice way for Zelina and Andrade to be reunited. But ako, mas nakikita ko yung Aleister connection.
Interesting. I mean, we wouldn't know kasi wala pa namang confirmed na balita about that transaction if it were to happen. All right, let's take one last break. When we return, our Royal Rumble predictions. But first, one last message from our kapodcasts at the Pod Network. It's Royal Rumble time, so let's get to our predictions for the big PLE over the weekend. Let's start with the WWE Tag Team Championship match. 2 out of 3 falls, my favorite match type. It's DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
So excited for this one. Like I said in the weekend reactions natin, these two tag teams, the best tag teams right now in WWE, and they've been given the stipulation, which we can guarantee that they're gonna give this match some time, especially na 4 matches lang pala yung nasa card. So I think the Guns win the titles back. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I want to agree with that. I think they did what they set out to do with DIY. They established na sila as heels, and they got established as 2-time champions. So I think let's do the Guns thing again. Para lang we move forward with these two teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think DIY retains, actually.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think they've done... Yes, established na sila as heels. But I also think the Guns don't need the titles at this point. They can move on from this. They said, diba, parang feud ender to 2 out of 3 falls, diba? There will be no doubt left after this matchup. And I think the Guns have proven that they can actually perform without the titles, diba? They've been putting out banger matches ever since they debuted on SmackDown. So I think they can actually move on from this and not be champions. Because if DIY loses the titles and they are heels, parang feeling ko mas malaki yung chance na mawala sa shuffle. But that's just me. I think DIY retains here.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to the Women's Royal Rumble match. So, sige, men's muna tayo. Ano ba, Jasper? Yeah, let's go with the men's. Fine.
Si Jasper ang nasusunod dito, Stan.
Oh, siyang executive producer natin. All right, men's Royal Rumble match. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think will surprise us with an appearance?
I hate playing this game. I don't like predicting this. I don't like predicting surprises because it's the easiest way to disappoint yourself in the Rumble. So whatever it is, it is. The winner, though, I want to say Roman. Kasi, I know that the course is for Rock, but I feel like they're gonna put him over again.
So you want Roman Cody 3?
I don't know. I don't know.
Thrice in a lifetime.
I don't even know if Cody will be the champ by then, but who knows? That's why I hate predicting the Rumble.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Ako naman, surprises, at least one from TNA. I'm expecting. It's probably going to be Joe Hendry at this point. Or Matt Cardona, di natin alam.
Si Jake something.
or Nick Nemeth. It could even be Nick Nemeth.
PCO.
PC.
Oh my God. Please,
Gigil mo si Emil Nate.
These one from TNA. It could also be probably Jeff Hardy, because they've been also kind of teasing it a lot. And the winner for me, based from what we saw on Raw, now I'm rooting for CM Punk to win the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Chino, you're up.
A popular pick is CM Punk. I've seen a lot of people on my personal side thing say CM Punk. But I think dito pumapasok yung favor ni Paul Heyman. We don't know what it is yet. But
Rowan will eliminate himself.
Diba? Ano ba yung favor? Diba? Like if Roman wins, is the favor to give Punk the win? is the favor for Roman to eliminate himself? We don't know. But I think that's still in play here. Malaki yung chance na manalo siya. I want to say Cena because of that passionate promo that he did, diba? Where he went on to say how he was going to win the Rumble and all that. Pero if he's also going to participate in the chamber, parang medyo malabo yun. But right now, I'm going to say Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on to the Women's Royal Rumble match. Same deal, gents.
Surprises. Sino ba?
Jordynne
Grace, I guess. No, but
AJ Lee.
AJ. Yeah, probably.
Punk kind of
Pero
hinted at it, diba?
Wala naman masyadong surprises, I guess, on the women's side. Like,
si AJ nga.
Probably a legend. Probably Trish.
AJ nga.
Si Santina.
Oh, yun. Yeah, pwede. Actually,
Mickey James again, probably.
Yeah. Ayan, yeah.
Mickey James, pwede.
The winner.
Si Emily Bet Records. To promote Queen of the Ring.
Yeah. Yeah. But for the winner, this is much more wide open. Wide open na kayo sa men's, pero dito mas wide open. Like talagang walang clear number one women for to win. Our comments are saying Charlotte Flair.
I think the odds are in Charlotte's favor.
Kasi yun nga, I think I brought this up ng weekend reactions. I don't think it's a coincidence that they're putting her vignettes right after or before Tiffany Stratton's segments or matches. So I feel like that's the direction that they're going to. Charlotte Flair is gonna win.
Charlotte's the only clear winner here, I think. Want to say Liv as well, just because.
God.
Wala
really?
Na iba.
Again?
Who's the second best option, Emil? Other than Charlotte.
Actually, Becky
Liv hasn't won before. No ba, Emil? Ano lang siya? Back-to-back runner-up lang siya.
No, what he means is, Ripley,
they're gonna run back
again.
Yeah. Okay, akala ko winner eh. So, but like, ako Liv.
Becky Lynch, actually.
And because everybody else says it's Charlotte, ako Liv. So, Becky pwede. Becky might be a return. I don't know if she wins. She might be a return.
Yeah. I buy that too.
Go, prediction.
I said Charlotte.
Right.
I thought Charlotte was going to be the big pick.
Yep. All right.
Mm-hmm. All right. So good luck sa mga betting pool ninyo. I hope na you don't take our word for it kasi ayaw naming masisi in case malugi kayo, di ba? Kung malubi kayo dahil sa Royal Rumble, di namin kasalanan yun, ha?
Ayaw namin sumali na Squid Game.
All right. Let's close things out here with the ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens.
I wanted KO to win. But after the promo, Cody has to win.
Yeah, I really want KO to win this one. Like, I think I tweeted something about the Triple H era and the world title not changing hands on a non-major or non-big four PLE. Kasi I was researching, and the last time I changed on a non Big Four was 3 years ago. Pa, it was Elimination Chamber, and I really wish na I could change hands very randomly, like not naman in the same way na WCW did, like hot potatoing the title for like weeks and weeks, but just give us a surprise, like just give us something na we're not able to predict. Like that's why I really want KO to win, but yun nga, after that promo on Raw, it's clear to me na he's gonna retain because yun nga, he's on the verge of snapping, and with him retaining, magkakaroon ng progression yung pag-snap niya. So Cody's gonna win, but I want KO to also win. So my mind says Cody, heart says KO.
I'm with the meal here and the row as well. I think tayo as fans, we want KO to win just because he's been so good lately as a heel, and it's hard to hate him as a heel. But then after that promo that they did, where they were showing signs of, or Cody rather, was showing signs of a downfall, parang the smart money would be on Cody because I don't think they're gonna give that heat to Kevin Owens. I think they're gonna give, that rub pala to Kevin Owens. They are going to give it to somebody who wins the Rumble, which might be CM Punk, with or without a favor. We don't know yet, but it's better storytelling that way because it's a big moment. He has been dominant as a champion, si Cody Rhodes. So for him to drop the titles would be pretty significant then, especially after what he went through or said he went through no Monday Night Raw. So Cody Rhodes might be the smart choice here.
All right. That's it for the predictions for the Royal Rumble PLE. It will go live 7 a.m. Manila time this Sunday, February 2. Kung wala kayo sa mga viewing parties, you can catch it on the WWE Network live. Yung Tagalog commentary will also be live on the network. But if you have Netflix and you want to use your VPN, good luck. I hope na it streams well kasi it will be the first PLE in the Netflix era. So I hope na maganda yung pag-stream ng Royal Rumble if you decide to use your VPN and watch it on Netflix. All right, if you have any other predictions that you want to add, ang dami sa inyo nag-comment. Thank you so much for getting your predictions in. Yung mga pahabol dyan, it is at Wrestling2xpod on TikTok, Twitter, and Blue Sky, at Wrestling Podcast everywhere else. Let's get to some plugs. Chino, what's going on in your end?
So yeah, I have a few shows happening in the month of February. Feb 15 at Brickwall BGC. I will be with Stanley Chi and friends. Feb 22, also in BGC, at the Philam Life Amphitheater. I'm doing a special show for the farmers of Villa Socorro. Sila yung people behind Saba Banana, the banana chips. So all the details for all my shows will be up on my Linktree, linktr.ee/Chino Supersized. Also, check out the Class Clown podcast coming back. My first episode will be out next week, and it will be with Mr. Chan Konsing, who's also a wrestling fan. So sana pakinggan yan. Yeah, that's it.
All right. How about you, Emil?
Alright, so promote lang namin yung guesting namin sa The Kingdom podcast that we did a few weeks ago. So if nami-miss si Rowan, he's actually there. So he made his first podcast appearance of 2025 on another podcast.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
So we did a guesting on The Kingdom podcast. We talked about our love for K-pop. So we kind of just shared our love for K-pop. Me, Ro, and Rowan were there. So yeah, give it a listen. And we'll see you guys on Sunday for the Royal Rumble viewing party.
Yeah, as for
right.
me, tawag doon, tickets for WrestleStorm 2 happening in March are already live. Just go to dexcon.edixpay.ph. We're no word yet on what I'll be doing, but I will be there on the show. So if you want to watch local wrestling and Yoshitatsu, Go buy tickets now for those who want to relive their SmackDown versus Raw 2011 memories. Diba? So, sorry, yun lang naman.
All right. For me naman, now steaming 2025 season is up. We debuted yesterday, Chinese New Year. Couple of episodes featuring Jerick Chua, the VP of Operations ng Eng Bitin, and Stanley Chi. So go check that out. Now steaming conversations on Chinoy life. And that's going to do it for us here on the show. Thank you for catching another stream of the Wrestling podcast. Thank you to Babyface producer Jasper and everyone over at the Pod Network for all of their help behind the scenes. And we will catch you over the weekend at the Royal Rumble viewing party. Follow us individually at _Stancy, at Roas War, at Chino Supersized, at EML_Meister, at Monday Night Rowan. Thank you, everybody. On behalf of Romoran, Chino Liao, and Emil Nate, I'm Stan C, reminding everyone to stay safe and don't be a dick. We're out of here.
Peace.